So I've said it several times on here before when I've been doing videos in the past that I own a supplement shop. Because I own a supplement shop, I have the opportunity to sell all kinds of crap out there. And there's a whole lot of scams, there's a whole lot of things that people want you to buy. They're just absolute garbage. It's not just that they might not work, that's one thing, but things are mislabeled. They're labeled in such a way as to confuse you. So I'm going to make a video about this and explain to you some of the scams that are out there that I know because I'm selling this stuff to people. I want to be clear, I actually don't sell the stuff that I'm about to describe. I'm worried about that kind of thing. I don't want to sell garbage. I don't want to sell things that are lies. I don't want to lie to my customers, so I don't sell this. Let's start from the beginning. Anything that's homeopathic is garbage by definition, right? The whole idea behind homeopathy is that the more that you dilute something, the better it works. So whatever you're getting, if you're getting something that's a liquid, it's water. And the reason they've done that is because they diluted it so much that not one single original molecule of whatever was supposed to be the active ingredient still exists. That's the whole point. If you think I'm lying, if you don't understand me, if you think that I'm somehow making this crap up because I've got some sort of personal vendetta against homeopathy, go look it up. Go check it out. That's what they say. They're happy to tell you this because they think this is real. They think it works. It clearly doesn't work. It's clearly garbage, but that's what they're trying to sell you. Anything that's marked homeopathic is garbage. If it's a pill, it's a sugar pill. Not one molecule of the active ingredient of what it says is on there. That's the point. That it doesn't have it because it's been diluted to such a degree that it's supposed to be really strong because the more you dilute it, the stronger it gets. It's garbage. If you're thinking, wait, but all kinds of people sell this and they say that they're scientific studies, go actually check out. Go look at peer-reviewed journals. Go look up the research that's supposed to be out there because there isn't any. There is no research that shows that this stuff works better than a placebo. If you don't know what a placebo is, go check it out because a placebo is not good. That doesn't mean, oh, well, then it actually works. No, it means a placebo is your mind is being tricked. It works no better than sugar water. There's a reason for that. It's sugar water. Anything that's marked homeopathic is garbage. Something else that people try to sell is this garbage when they mislabel stuff. You'll see things marked like HCG, right? HCG can't be sold over the counter. You would have to have a prescription to get it. If it's marked HCG, it's garbage. It's a lie. Let me take this back a little bit. It might be that they're selling some sort of product that actually does something that's beneficial, but you can't know that. You can't know that because of what they've done is marked it as something like herbal HCG. And the reason they've done that is to deceive you because there's actual research on HCG about the benefits and the things that it does, but this isn't HCG. The same thing goes with something like IGF-1 and something like growth factor 1. So there's all sorts of things that you take, and it's like, if you take this, you think, oh, I'm taking IGF-1 or something that's going to boost IGF-1. It almost certainly doesn't. It almost certainly is a scam. Don't take it, right? So anything that's labeled, I know there's a lot of guys out there that want to bulk up and they hear names of like anabolic steroids, stuff like Deca and Tren and Test and stuff like that. They go, oh, and they see a product and it says like Deca Ball, something like that, Trenabol, something like that. It might be that there's some benefit to some particular product, but you really need to be wary. You need to be wary because the product that they're trying to sell you, how they're marketing it is marketing it with a name, sometimes an actual name, sometimes a slang name of something that does actual work, right? So yes, if you take anabolic steroids, they have an effect, right? They do increase lean mass. They do help you keep you lean and everything. And we know that because we give anabolic steroids to people who have all sorts of muscle wasting disorders, whether it's AIDS or whatever it is. I mean, it works, and there's no getting around the fact that it works. If it didn't, it wouldn't be banned, right? If it didn't work for athletes, they wouldn't ban it for athletes. So of course that stuff works. But when you're taking Decabol or whatever it is, you're not actually taking Decadrablin or whatever the steroid is that you think you're taking. You're not taking like your Tren is not Tren, right? If you've heard guys at the gym in hushed tones, like over in the corner, the guys that are unusually strong or unusually big talking about taking Tren, and you go up to your local supplement store and you see something on the shelf and it says like Trenabol or Tren or whatever it says, that's not Tren, guys. That's not Tren. It's not Trenbolone acetate or something else. So you really need to be wary. You need to really be aware of what you're taking. I will talk about Limu because I've already talked about Limu enough. You just be aware of that kind of stuff. Another big thing. So things like belts that are supposed to help you lose body fat, right? And you're somehow supposed to put this belt on, or a suit, right? And you put on a suit and it helps you lose body fat. You really need to ask yourself how that's supposed to work. If someone tells you that you're going to put on a belt and it's going to burn fat, you need to ask exactly how that works. You need to ask to see the evidence, because burning fat actually means something. Burning fat actually means that the fatty acids that are stored in your fat cells are being released from the fat cells to enter your bloodstream, and your body is using those for fuel. There's nothing that you can put around your waist, nothing you put on that's going to burn fat. It doesn't even make sense. Once you know what burning fat is, you realize that it doesn't even make sense to talk about burning fat with some sort of apparatus that you put around, that you get a suit that you wear. So the question is this going to in some way help you, the chemical reactions that go inside your body to make the fat cells that are responsible for holding on to all the fatty acids, release those fatty acids, right? Release them into your bloodstream, and then force your body to use those fatty acids for fuel. That's what you need to ask yourself. If you can't think of a mechanism on how that would work, it's not working. It's not doing that. There are, of course, all kinds of supplements out there that are beneficial for all sorts of reasons. It depends on what your goals are. It always depends on what your goals are as to whether or not you should be taking some sort of supplement. But supplements are supplemental, right? So they're supplemental in terms of your diet. So if you think about protein supplements, the whole point of protein supplements is that you're having a difficult time getting in the protein that you need to take in for whatever your goals are. And so you take these protein supplements to help you get it in, because you're not getting all the protein you need from whole foods. So you use that as a supplement to your diet, but it's not magic. There's nothing mysterious going on here. It's just that the protein is more protein that you can take in to help you achieve your goal. And you need to know what your goal is. You need to know what you need to get to that goal before you can even know what it is that you need to take. But there are tons of supplements. Of course, like protein supplements help. Of course, things like carb supplements, if you need extra energy surrounding your workout or for distance running or something like that. Of course, a carbohydrate supplement helps. Of course, things like fish oil are beneficial, because fish oil is omega-3s, and omega-3s taking in omega-3 fatty acids have all sorts of benefits, and I'm not going to get into all that here. But what I'm saying, of course, there are all kinds of supplements out there that are, in fact, very beneficial and are helpful. But before you go and buy something, before you just pick something off the shelf, figure out if it's going to help you. And don't just necessarily listen to the guy that's trying to sell it to you. He might be your friend, he might be helping you out, and he might be a jackass. He might not know what he's talking about, he might just be looking to sell you a product. Try to have some sort of idea before you ever go in there about what it is that's going to help you out. And when some guy tries to sell you something, ask him, why? Why should I take this? And if he says because it's going to do X, Y, Z, ask him. Say, what's the mechanism? How does it do that? Right? If somebody says, this is a fat burner, and it's really going to help you burn a lot of fat, ask him, say, how's it going to help me burn a lot of fat? Is it going to do something? Is it some sort of stimulant? And if you hoping that you have some idea of how a stimulant would help you burn more energy, but is it stimulant based? Is it going to do something like, there again, perform some sort of chemical reaction whereby I'm going to release more fatty acids from my fat cells so that I can burn that? What exactly is going on? And don't let anybody sell you anything that they can't tell you how it works. Because then they're just pushing a product. They don't have any idea of what's going on. It could just be snake oil. They don't know. Educate yourself before you go in. Go to a supplement shop that you trust. Talk to the people who are there. Make sure they're knowledgeable. And don't buy garbage. Don't be taken in by the latest fad. Don't open the latest bodybuilding magazine and go and look at a picture of some guy, these ridiculous before and after, where it's like 1 or 2 months beforehand, some guy looked like a slob, and then he looks like a Greek god a month later. That's garbage. That's a scam. That's marketing. Don't fall for it. Beware. Be aware. Be careful. Be knowledgeable. Go in there and don't fall for these scams with people just trying to rip you off.